what I have here is the Watchtower CD Library, and I want to share with you a little discrepancy that I found, and it's concerning the date for the destruction of Jerusalem, which the Watchtower believes to be in 607 BCE. And just to start, let's read this quote. It's from the Questions from the Readers in the 1955 Watchtower. It says, "It is well to understand that all Bible chronology dates for events prior to 539 BC must be figured backward from the absolute date of 539 BC. In the sure date of 607 BC, for the fall of Jerusalem, we have an anchor for the chronology establishment of the important year of 1914. By an overwhelming number of physical facts occurring since 1914, this great turning point year in man's history, 1914, has been abundantly confirmed." So we have three dates that the Watchtower considers to be sure dates. We have 539, which must be figured backward. And so that's what we're going to do in this little investigation. We're going to ask the question, is the Watchtower's chronology, is it solid? Will it really add up to 607, which is the anchor point for 1914? So these are all very important and crucial dates for a doctrine that is of the utmost importance to Jehovah's Witnesses. So if you would, I'd ask you to please take notes on this and write this stuff down and look it up for yourself. So we're going to start with 539 and do a little bit of chronology work backwards, just as the Watchtower would ask us to do. So the first thing I'm going to type in is Nabonidus. And we're going to go to the first hit here. And it says Nabonidus is the last supreme monarch of the Babylonian Empire, father of Belshazzar. On the basis of cuneiform texts, he is believed to have ruled some 17 years, and the Watchtower even gives us he ruled from 556 to 539. So please write this down. Nabonidus, write down 17 years, and write down 556 to 539. Let's go to our next step in the chronology, going backwards. Type in, "The rejoicing of the wicked is short." Going to the first hit here. And we need to find paragraph 7, which is right down here. And we are looking for Labashi Marduk. It says, "Labashi Marduk, a vicious boy, succeeded him and was assassinated within 9 months." So who did Labashi Marduk succeed? Well, that would be Nabonidus, the guy we just talked about. So you need to write down 9 months, Labashi Marduk, and write down 556. That's the year that he was assassinated. So let's go to the next step in the chronology, figuring backwards. And we're in the same article. And we need to find Neriglissar. This is Neriglissar. He reigned for 4 years. So write down Neriglissar, 4 years, and that would be from 560 to 556. Remember, figuring backwards. And next we need to find Evil Merodach. He's the next one. Right here it says Evil Merodach reigned 2 years. So write down Evil Merodach, 2 years, and then 562 to 560. And one more thing concerning Evil Merodach. Type in Evil Merodach, go to the first hit, and it says the Babylonian king who succeeded Nebuchadnezzar to the throne. That's Evil Merodach. Remember, we're going backwards here. So there's no gap between Nebuchadnezzar and Evil Merodach. So Nebuchadnezzar has to be the next one in line if we are going to figure backwards, as we have been since the Watchtower has told us to. Type in the rise and fall of an immense image. And go into the third hit here. We need to find paragraph 9. Okay. We have Nebuchadnezzar. He reigned 43 years. He headed a dynasty that ruled over the Babylonian Empire. It included his son-in-law, Nabonidus, and the oldest son, Evil-Merodach. So, write this down. Write Nebuchadnezzar. Write 43 years. And if you go back to your last note, it was Evil-Merodach who reigned from 562 to 560. And we already agreed that Nebuchadnezzar would be the next one in line if we're figuring backwards. So for his years, write down 605 to 562, since that is 43 years. Okay, let's type in Nebuchadnezzar. And now we're going to find out when Jerusalem was destroyed. Looking for the insight here. That's the 5th one down. And you find paragraph 5. It's right here. Okay, now we're going to find out when Jerusalem was destroyed according to the calculations we have made thus far. And it says, the 11th year of Zedekiah's reign, and that corresponds to Nebuchadnezzar's 19th year, if counting from his ascension year, which that would be 605. It's his 18th regnal year. A breach was made in Jerusalem's wall, and that's referring to the destruction of Jerusalem. If we keep on reading it, we'll describe that. So, if we're starting with 605, when was his 19th year? Do the math. But before we do the math, let's make sure of one more thing, just to make sure there hasn't been any gaps in the chronology so far. Type in part 40, your will be done on earth. It's the first and only hit. And here we have some chronology information. Now I'd like you to compare this with what we've established, just in case I've missed something. We have Nabonidus, and we've decided that was from 539 to 556, or I'm sorry, 556 to 539. We have Labashi-Marduk, and that was just a 9-month reign in 556. We have Neriglissar, reigned 4 years from 560 to 556. We have Evil-Merodach, who reigned 2 years, which is 562 to 560, and then Nebuchadnezzar, who reigned 43 years from 605 to 562. So no gaps. Each one was the other successor. So for now, let's just talk about when Jerusalem was destroyed. It says here, Jerusalem and the temple destroyed in 607, but is that the chronology that we've established in going with what the Watchtower CD Library has said? Well, again, do the math. Nebuchadnezzar ruled for 43 years beginning in 605, and the last article showed that on his 18th year, that's when Jerusalem was destroyed. So what is 605 minus 18? Well, that would be 587 for when Jerusalem was destroyed. So either this is a big discrepancy on my part, perhaps I've misunderstood something, or maybe the Watchtower does not have their chronologies in line. So I would ask that you please investigate this information for yourself. Do your own research. Don't take my word for it. Don't take the Watchtower's word for it. Come to these conclusions on your own. Thanks for watching.